Hello gamers, this is Yuri Lion making another video as a sort of instructional for Salt and Sanctuary. Now this video is to actually go over kind of a newer discovery. I want to give credit to a friend of mine, Blinks, for pointing this out to me. There has been a lot of speculation about something new that was actually found. There happens to be a floating island that happens to contain a very, very good merchant. I've been doing a little bit of digging, scanning around, finding these exploit scents, and there's a lot of speculation about what this is. It's like a debug zone. It's not actually meant to be reached. Some are speculating it's part of a DLC they seem to be expecting, where this merch cat specifically is meant to be an actual vendor in the game with the newest DLC coming out. Definitely very, very strange, but for right now there is a lady that happens to be grand vendor of level 3 through level 5 gear. It's actually amazing. So far the cat only meows at you, and there is the actual scarecrow who will speak to you if you've missed portions of dialogue throughout the game that involves the scarecrow, which apparently, spoiler alert, can change some endings that you get. Now this particular path that I'm taking happens to be a very handy one, but usually going through this you have to kill all enemies. You will probably die when attempting this glitch multiple times. In fact, the actual exploit itself involves dying to do it. But in order to do it, it would help to get to this area of the game. Usually taking off your armor helps to get a little bit of distance, but it is an abuse of using the actual bell of returning, hitting the yes, accepting whenever you actually land on this island, and because you have actually desecrated your first sanctuary, or at least the last one you visited, it returns you to the spot that you actually died, a way to pretty much return and kind of stay in areas that would have otherwise killed you to get to. For those of you that would like to see an in-depth description of how to actually do this exploit and reach this island, you can find that at about 4 minutes and 50 seconds into the video. This portion is actually dedicated to the merchant themselves. The cat merch doesn't actually sell anything just yet, only knowing that it is actually a merchant due to the wiki that was offered from the website. It looks actually to have no description at all. This potential vendor is actually speculated to be an avatar of one of the developers as well. But I am going through each item so you could, on your own time, pause this video and actually see and find a good comparison of any of the gear that you'd like to buy. Now there are two items, the Boots of the Wolf and Breastplate of the Wolf. These two items are not actually sold in the game just yet. This hopefully will be obsolete relatively soon, but even the graphic for those two pieces are just shown as a crate. They are just shown as a box in the actual inventory screen of this merchant. There is a little bit of hearsay about those two pieces of gear, as PC owners of this game have actually seen their gear disappearing after they equipped it and quit out their game and reloaded it. Just to test this out, I did go back to this island and get there again, saving up money to actually purchase these items. I did equip them, quit the game, reloaded it, went into a different person's profile as a guest, came back. Any of these instances did not cause the actual gear to disappear, and considering it is level 4 light armor for these two things, it's actually a sizable increase to defense. So it's actually fantastic. So, as far as PS4 goes, there is yet to be any issue with this disappearing. I will make an additional video if that happens to not be the case in the future. Now, considering this merchant actually sells gear that is intended for endgame items, so class 5 axes, scythes, whole bunch of things that are offered by this vendor that you cannot get until you are transmuting high-level items. I'm talking with like shimmering pearls even. It'll range to 200,000 gold. Now, as far as farming that amount, there are different possibilities. Some have used like a run through the red cage area, netting usually about 1,000 gold. I haven't found that to be too useful yet. The floating castle, however, there is a keeper soon after the actual sanctuary that can drop anywhere between 25 gold or somewhere along the lines of 5,000 gold each time. That I have found to be a very, very easy way to obtain the gold that you would need to buy a bunch of this gear. However, grind at your own risk. There is a lot of gold to be lost upon dying. Now, this particular exploit involves a lot of risk. You would be doing our actual long jump glitch exploit to actually gain a lot of range with your jump, and also hitting the R1 button to select the Bell of Returning at the same time. This is contingent upon actually desecrating the sanctuary that you last visited. So it would be imperative that you visit the sanctuary, and then use a stained page to actually desecrate it. You do not need to be in it very long, by the way. They will attack you, and then you cannot leave. So, after desecrating it, it is best to actually get out of there, and then you continue this run. Anytime you actually die, you will be returned to the general area that you actually died. Upon using the bell, you will return to the spot that you die. So, for a little bit of description on how to actually get a stained page if you need, all you need to actually do is head to your immediate right from this particular sanctuary. Now, you could even skip a lot of these fights along the way, but once you obtain an actual stained page from this merchant, you can then revisit that sanctuary, use the page, be sure to use it in the center, otherwise it applies to your weapon. You may then desecrate the actual shrine itself. When you've desecrated the shrine, then you can actually travel upward and attempt this exploit, jumping across, using the bell at the same time, and then you can visit this actual island. Now a quick reminder on how to do our long jump glitch. We have to hit X and then a millisecond afterward R2, just about at the same time. But to do this actual exploit, we will need to hit R1 for the bell, then our actual X and R2 button combination, almost all at the same time. So we hit R1, X, and R2 in that order in the span of about 1 millisecond, and then we will fly forward. However, you must select yes right before you actually land. If for any reason you select no, you will instead die and be transported somewhere else in the level. So it is very important to pay attention to that. Now, the execution of this can be difficult. You will lose a lot of gold upon dying. However, there are also some interesting glitches related to that. If for any reason you actually fly off and do not trigger the Vertigo Brand in the right way, you may also be transported to a walkway in the sky, where you will then become trapped. However, you can actually just go into your actual menu and can quit the game from there to escape from that. So, I hope this was helpful. Hopefully some of you have some more insight as to what this is, and hopefully you get some new gear. But I am Yuri Lion. Thank you for watching. Hope this saved you a lot of effort, and hopefully you had some fun. Bye now.